Some shows talk about one team. Other shows barely talk sports. This show will talk Packers, Brewers, and Bucks every day. Every day. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Fifer. Served up by Wendy's on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. Download the Wendy's app today.
All right, here we go. 4 o'clock hour. Welcome in. Normally we do Charlie Sounds of the Day at 3:40. But our first topic, the Brewers topic, ran long at 3 o'clock. Then the second topic on the Bucks, that ran long because we got into T.J. Watt signing a massive deal. Largest in NFL history, averaging $41 million, did you say? $41 million. 3 years, $41 million average with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Congratulations to the Watt family. Do you think they could just buy a city in Wisconsin and just call it Wattville?
Probably. I don't think they even have to buy it. I think somebody in Wisconsin would give them a town.
Just give them what?
Yeah, I think so.
You can be the mayor of your own town. You're just going to take control of all
Watts,
of it.
Man, they love those
right?
dudes. Yeah,
everybody loves the Watt family.
Why not?
Yeah. Okay, so congratulations, TJ Watt, on that. So Charlie Sounds Today comes up here at 4:20. Programming note: I will be hosting for Mitch Thunder Nellis tomorrow. So it'll be Mason Crosby and myself tomorrow from 9 to 11, brought to you by Verizon, number 1 in the Milwaukee market. Tomorrow morning from 9 to 11, we're going to have Timothy Gay on, who wrote the book Rory Land. He's been on this show a couple of different times. Talk about the Open and Rory McIlroy and Mason Crosby. Gets his golf on every Friday at 9:45 and On the Green segment, brought to you by Alice Windows, Doors, and more. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to talk more about his big softball tournament coming up next weekend as well, down in Beloit, home of the Sky Carp. So we'll get into that too at 10 o'clock. So it's going to be a fun show tomorrow. And now we're going to have some fun right here. I'm going to make Charlie laugh.
It's time for your green and gold update on Wisconsin Sports Daily, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan with Steve Sparky Fifer.
All right, here we go. So this here is going to be fun in my mind. So today is Gary's birthday, Gary Ellerson's birthday. And Leroy's birthday, in case you were wondering, Leroy Butler's birthday is Saturday. Their birthdays are 2 days apart. Charlie, when did you say your birthday was?
October,
right? Yep. So you're a ways away yet. So we always had fun back in the day on the Wendy's Big Show, and I tweeted out a picture of him trying to eat a triple cheeseburger from Wendy's earlier today from the @Sparky Radio account. If you want to go check that out. So today, again, there's not a lot going on. Packers training camp gets going with rookies reporting and stuff next week. Did you know Raiders rookies reported for training camp today?
I did see that, yeah.
Today.
They're getting on top of things, man. Pete Carroll's running a tight ship.
Today. You know there's music blaring and everything else going on at that training camp practice. Man, we're here. That first NFL team is in training camp. Rookies, even though it's just rookies, are in now. So now literally going forward, there's going to be real updated new football content kind of coming out now every day between now and the Super Bowl ends.
I wouldn't say it's all real content.
Well, training camp.
Yeah,
they're in the facilities. There's reporters there covering them. There's going to be stuff.
Some of the things we're going to get excited about maybe won't matter all that much.
Yeah, I'm going to start calling you Charlie Wet Blanket Using. That's what I'm going to start calling you. Oh, okay. So, Green and Gold update. So normally we talk Packers and so forth. And there's some Packers stuff out there. Zach Cruz did a great job on some of the contracts that are in limbo going into training camp. Maybe we'll get into that tomorrow. Maybe we'll do that with Mason Crosby tomorrow morning. Zach Tom needing an extension. Elton Jenkins not showing up at OTAs because he wants a new deal. Belton, the second-round pick, like so many other second-round picks, he's not signed still. They need to get him under contract. So we'll get into that at some point. But since it's Gary's birthday and he's a former Packer player, and so many of you are like, oh, bring back the Big Show, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here we go. We're going to have some fun here on a Thursday, and I'm going to make Charlie laugh. So do you know what karaoke is?
I do not. No, I've never heard of it.
You don't know what karaoke is? Okay, so karaoke is, you have bumper music coming out of breaks or whatever else, and Gary would turn on his microphone and just start singing along to the music, one way or the other. And then at Christmas time, he would do Christmas songs.
Okay, so I do karaoke sometimes on Wisconsin Sports Weekend then.
You sing along.
Sometimes, yeah, if it's a good song. But I don't know. Not all our bumper music's great, so.
Not all the bumper music is great. Okay. Okay, so here is a little bit of Gary Oakey. Got a future, maybe.
Maybe is the right word to use. Yeah, definitely needs a little practice for sure. Ooh.
This is one of his better ones.
This is one of the better ones.
Oh my goodness.
Doesn't even know all the words.
Oh my goodness.
Why did you guys let him go so long?
Oh my god. This is 3.5 minutes. He does like the whole song.
You let him do the whole song?
Like the whole song. Yes. That was Al Green. Let's see. What about Stevie Wonder? Get ready. Here we go.
I think I like his version.
You like his version?
I do.
If you think about it, this is really what all of us do when we sing along in a car, right? You kind of know the words, but maybe you don't.
Yeah, when I do it, my mom taught me this trick of saying meow, meow instead of just like mumbling the words. So, like if I don't know the words,
what do? Meow, meow.
Yeah, that's what you say instead. So, like,
what?
You know, it's Stacy's mom, meow, meow, meow. You say something like that, you know? That's what we do. I like it. I like it.
How about Michael Jackson? Again, Ellerson as Michael Jackson is something. It's so funny, man. People just love this stuff. It drove me nuts back in the day. I was like, dude, I don't want to do this again, man. I don't want to play this again. Get ready. Here we go.
All right, he came in with a little more confidence on this one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this one's got a different energy to it. He's more into this one.
Oh yeah, each one is different. He's got Christmas songs. He's got all of it. And then there's the legendary things that Gary would say as well that lived on forever as well. Let's see. This one lived on forever and ever and ever and ever. Talking about Carmelo Anthony. Oh yeah, people lost their minds when he said that one, and that one was held on forever. I don't even know what year was that when he said that. Oh, it was in here, put in here in 2019, but that had to have been back in like 2005. No, maybe longer than that. 2010, 2012, something like that.
Probably that first time he was going to move on from the Knicks. So I think that was actually probably like 2014, 2015.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see here. Oh, there are so many. I mean, if you went into this folder to kind of go through and look at all of these.
Like 2017, probably about then. 2016, 2017 was his last year with New York.
Yeah, so it had to be back in like probably 2012, 2013, something like that, right? Let's see here. Let's see what this one is.
I like that one. That one's pretty good.
Yeah, a picture of me and your mama.
What was the context of that?
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's see. There's so many of these things. This one, this is one that he always did. Always did the boom, the boom sound effect from Ellerson. Did a lot of that. Let's see. Remember Josh Vernier? We've had him on before.
Yep.
He's at in Kansas City now. 610 Sports covers the Royals.
He agreed to that way too fast.
Yep.
Yeah, we love that.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. There's so many in here. Oh my goodness.
Just feels like everything he said was with so much excitement too, so it's just great.
A lot of energy. You can hear Vernier in the background. Stop.
No, he's not.
Oh, it's so funny. So there you go. Happy birthday to my boy GE. I was just talking to him a couple days ago. So the other day, talking about being old guy, I texted him on Tuesday. I said, "Hey, happy birthday!" Put the tweet out. He texted me back. He's like, "Cool, but it's not for 2 days." Damn! I deleted the tweet. So then this morning, I was like, "All right, I'm going to get it right today." So I sent it today, and
There
then
you go.
I found the picture of him eating that cheeseburger as well that I found.
So it worked
very
out.
funny.
It was fine. See, because
Yeah.
you waited a little bit to find the picture.
People are blowing up my phone. I've died. This brings back great memories. Yeah. GE, man. He is one of a kind. So there you go. Green and Gold update brought to you by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Coming up next, we will get to Charlie's Sounds of the Day. Time now for your fan weather forecast, and much better than yesterday, right? We don't got tornado warnings going off over the air on top of us, or severe thunderstorm warnings going on right now. Partly cloudy skies right now, 65 degrees, and a low of 56 tonight. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from the 1250 AM at 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky here. Welcome back. It is Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live here from the fan studios. Charlie, using the other side of the glass, Steve Sparky Fifer with you. People were digging the whole karaoke, and that was the first time you had ever heard it, Charlie, right?
It was.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Did your dad text you to see? I'm sure your dad remembers watching it or listening to that for sure, because it went on for years.
He hasn't yet, but he usually listens afterwards. He's on the replay, usually a little behind, so we'll see.
So you'll hear about it. Yeah, I'm sure you'll definitely hear about it. So that was your green and gold update again, brought to you by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Hey, speaking of the Potawatomi Sportsbook, 6,500 square feet, 2 levels. That second level you can rent out for business meetings, parties, whatever the case may be. That first level, all kinds of tables and booths and the whole deal. Now, I always recommend reserving ahead of time, right? Going to Potawatomi.com/sportsbook. Potawatomi.com/sportsbook is the way to go. They got big booths, table tops. They got like recliner-looking chairs, the whole deal. 2,000 square foot center screen, over 30 sporting events at one time you'll watch. There is not a better place, probably in the entire Midwest, to watch sporting events better than the Potawatomi Sportsbook. I feel very confident in saying that. Now, food-wise, Potawatomi Sportsbook, amazing. Great food, homemade desserts and pastries, anything you could possibly want to eat, including an all-day brunch. They have 48 beers on tap, dozen different specialty cocktails, fine dining restaurants all over Potawatomi Casino Hotel. So, like I always tell you, you could come in, make your wagers off the skywalk, 4th level skywalk, coming off the parking garage at the gambling kiosk, make your wagers, and then go have a nice dinner with you and the wife, or you and the girlfriend, or whatever, or you and a business associate. And then head on down to the sports book after and go watch the rest of the game and see if you get your money back or not. That's how I would do it. Reserve your seat today. There's a nominal fee, but it goes towards your food and beverage for the night. Potawatomi.com/sportsbook. Potawatomi.com/sportsbook.
What sound clips will Chicago Charlie pick today for Sparky? Will Sparky become enraged? Will laughter ensue? It's time for Charlie's Sound of the Day. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's on the Fan.
All right, here we go. Let's see the top 3 picks that our guy Charlie using has for us. What say you, Charlie?
I have some bonus ones to start off with.
Bonus ones?
So when you were playing Gary's clips earlier, PJ on Twitter tweeted us and says, "Got to do the Gary one where Love was drafted." I was looking for that one. I couldn't find it.
I've got it on my desktop, I'm pretty sure.
But I needed to ask you about a couple clips I did find from you, Sparky.
This wasn't about me, Charlie.
But I was looking, it said Sparky, and you were asking some questions, I guess.
Why did the nipples bleed? Oh, that was from when I was training for my marathon.
You have to put Vaseline on your nipples.
Yes. That's from when I was training for my marathon, to run my marathon, where I was going to attempt to run my marathon. And they said that you have chafing that goes on from your shirt, and you're supposed to have like this stuff that you roll on, like deodorant type stuff, or people put tape on them in order so they don't bleed. Somebody thought that was funny, clearly, and cut it. But
it
that's
was pretty funny.
Yes, but that is what that is from. Yes.
That's what I just saw those. Felt like I needed to play them. You know, we were playing all Gary's, and I saw that.
If I should have. Yeah, I have that, but I don't have it here with me. I don't think. I'd have to look through folders. But yeah, we do have that. It was him and Bill Michaels doing the draft show, and him and Bill Michaels lost their collective mind in a not so pleasant way when they drafted Jordan Love. They were furious that they made that pick, just besides themselves mad with that pick. So, yes.
All right, so for real sounds of the day, first up, we're going to head over to SEC Radio with Sirius XM, where Commissioner Greg Sankey was on their show discussing Trump's executive order on NIL, or the order that he plans on signing.
I don't think that's a terribly articulate tweet. The NCAA doesn't have a name, image, and likeness plan specifically. I mean, in college athletics, we have something. Yeah. So the attribution is an error. The president clearly has an interest in sports, big picture, has an interest in college sports, has been at our games. The the notion of an executive order has been mentioned before. There were some reports of a commission or an executive order back in like April, I think, is when that started to bubble. So we'll wait and see. It's not a secret. I had a chance to visit with the president along with Pete Bavacqua, the athletics director at Notre Dame. We met and played golf at Bedminster, and his interest is real. My takeaway, he wants to be supportive of college athletics, make sure that it's sustainable. The Olympic program and the Olympic development work that's done on college campuses was on his mind. The support of women's athletics was on his mind, but having some kind of real boundaries. And we've been in active conversations, and I talked to members of Congress yesterday as they look at a bill in the House of Representatives. Went through a subcommittee markup. This is all the gobbledygook. Yeah. I think those congressional activities are still a real priority for us.
All right, so but this wasn't the earth-shattering. I mean, I look at it this morning, I go, oh my goodness, everyone's going to be talking about this, but by all accounts, it seems like there's still kind of a wait to kind of see what this truly means. Is that a fair assessment of it?
I think you have to. Again, there have been reports about a commission, an executive order before, and you actually have to see if something happens, and then if something happens, what is included. And I don't have any inside information about what generated those reports late last evening.
First of all, I don't believe you. Second of all, the idea that the president is what's being reported. Now, Sankey claims, I don't know what he's talking about. To cap NIL money, to essentially put a cap on how much somebody can get in NIL money. Meaning, if Charlie, has an offer of $3 million a year from Wisconsin, Alabama wants to pay him $5 million, but SMU's got $15 million a year to pay him. The president is like, no. We're going to have essentially a salary cap for the NIL, meaning you can get X amount. So the best players all will be capped out at so much per year. That's as much as one player can get. I will tell you that from a player perspective, that sucks. From my perspective, as a Badger fan, love it. Let it happen. Let's go. I'm all for it if that actually happens and if he actually imposes his will on this thing. Because that will give the Badgers more of a fighting chance to stay in more of these battles possibly and get some more of these guys. And it's going to level the playing field in recruiting in general because now it's not going to be a bidding war. Everybody can go to the same. Now coaching staffs are going to have to sell themselves and so forth, or at least that's how it's supposed to be. I'm sure there will be workarounds that people will find going ahead like they always do. But at least this way, it seems like the rich aren't going to get richer, which this is how this is setting up currently. I mean, Texas Tech got all this money they're throwing around. SMU's got a ton of money to throw around. BYU has got a ton of money that they're throwing around. And teams like Wisconsin and these guys got no chance. It's got no chance. So if you salary cap it, or even if they come back and say, okay, we're not going to put a limit on how much money you can pay a guy, but we're going to put a salary cap on how much every program can spend. So every program, the max number you can get to is $15 million for football. Every program for basketball, the max number you can get to is $10 million, right? Or $8 million, whatever. Y'all can spend it however you want. So if you want to give one cat $8 million and have $7 million to spend on the rest of your team, that's up to you. Do what you want. We're not going to tell you how to spend your money, but we're going to cap it like a hard salary cap where you have to stay under a certain number of NIL money being spent. It all has to be reported, the whole deal, and then you're going to have the commissioner, the oversight committee, and all this other stuff that goes into it. Again, from a player perspective, kind of sucks. From a college perspective like Wisconsin, something that desperately needs to happen in order to keep them in this thing.
Definitely, but I think the plan you're talking about with this salary cap that could come into focus here with this whole deal, the problem with that is that there's schools that don't have the money to maybe meet a salary cap, or there's schools
for sure,
or there's schools like Oklahoma who are going to have to decide between, giving more money to their softball team than their football team. But if there's a set standard to how much money they could give to their softball team or how much money they can give to their football team, then they're going to have to go and fight for the reason why their softball team deserves more money in this situation or why they deserve a bigger percentage than what they're getting in those moments. There's just going to be a lot of questions for a lot of different organizations, and each program is going to have their own questions within these universities. So that's like 20 questions for each university, and if each university is going to have 20 questions, there's going to be a lot more to this than just putting a cap on these sports.
Sure. And I agree with you that Wisconsin's not going to have $20 million to spend if that's what the number is, right? Fine. But at least you're capping it. Like if they did that in baseball, people would be ecstatic. If they said you can't spend over $200 million. Well, there's still going to be teams at $100 million. There's still going to be a 2-to-1 ratio, but at least it can't get to 3-to-1 or 4-to-1, God forbid, at some point in the future, right? At least you kind of keep it level and we have an idea of, okay, I can't get to that point. Then you go out and try and hustle money up to try and cut the deficit knowing, okay, this isn't for naught. I know if I get to this point, I've cut it by this much. They cannot go over this number. So if it's $20 million and the Wisconsin's at $10 million, I can get 5 more. I'm within 5 of the top. Now I can be really competitive and have an idea. Because right now, you can be like, okay, I know where everybody's at. So I go get the extra $5 million. And by the time the recruiting cycle gets done, the numbers come out and you're like, holy crap, they all went up like 10 to 15 more million. I gained no ground. I lost ground even after doing everything I did to get to that money. So that, again, from my perspective, I'm all for it. Now, again, this is outsider looking in, not from a player perspective. As a player, I'd be hot. Like, screw you, don't mess with my money. But from an outsider perspective and a Badger fan, all for it. All right, what's next?
All right, next up here, we're going to hear from Adam Brenneman, who's a host of the Front Office Show in Front Office Sports.
He can take or leave this dude. Sometimes he's annoying.
This isn't really an opinion.
It's usually always interviews.
He's more just breaking down what is exactly in the SCORE Act, what is being proposed by Donald Trump in these orders. This is exactly the wordage that they're using in this and what is happening with this order.
The SCORE Act is federal legislation that got introduced in the House that would codify federally the House versus NCAA settlement that came out, I think, last month, which basically creates new NIL guidelines for college sports. So one of the issues in NIL for a long time has been the state-to-state laws that have dictated how schools can engage in NIL. So the Pennsylvania law was different than the New York law and states all over the country. This would create a federal system, a federal law for how NIL and how schools can actually pay and engage with athletes. There's some major points in this legislation. It includes making agents register with the NCAA or a like entity to actually put some guidelines around how agents can represent athletes. It includes a one-time transfer portal window in college sports that a lot of coaches have wanted in just to level the playing field so athletes can't go to a school in 2 months, go leave and go to another school. So there's some pieces of this legislation. There's a lot of different pieces that could change how college sports is looked at from the school standpoint. It would also give antitrust status to universities and conferences where they can no longer get sued for violating antitrust laws, which is a thing, as you mentioned, that a lot of players' unions are against.
There's a lot to go over there. The one-time portal window, fine with that. Do you have issue with the one-time portal window?
No, I don't think so.
I think that's totally fine. The antitrust thing, again, I think if you're the players, you don't like that whole idea at all. I think if you're the universities, you love this idea. I mean, everything that he's doing, the president is doing, is in favor of the universities and definitely not in favor of the player. Like, everything he's suggesting is pro-university and not pro-player by any stretch of the imagination. But where is all the money at? All the money is with the universities, right? That's where all the money is at. And he's trying, I think, I have no idea, but I think he's trying to protect the ability for this thing not to get out of control, not become the wild, wild west, which it has been now for the last couple of years, and trying to make it so there has a potential to have parity across the sport one way or the other without it becoming, again, where it's 5-to-1 difference from the top school in Division I and a Power 5 school to the last Power 5 school in Division I as far as how much money is being spent. Because those schools will have literally zero chance of ever competing if it gets to that point.
I don't know if it's really about leveling the playing field in my mind. I think it's more so about giving the universities back the power in this situation. Like you said before, it kind of feels like the Wild Wild West. And I think there are a lot of students and athletes that are going to these universities and kind of taking advantage of their situation. I think we look at a guy like Xavier Lucas that just transferred from Wisconsin to Miami, and that kind of felt like a really weird situation. I didn't feel like he was in the wrong based on what was laid out in front of us, but at the same time that he wasn't in the wrong solely because there wasn't rules put into place for him to avoid doing what he did. I think there should have been some kind of plan to stop him from doing that. If he was on a 2-year deal, he was on a 2-year deal. That's what it comes down to, and he wanted to leave after one, and there just was nothing to stop him, which means he's not in the wrong. But I think he is kind of in the wrong. This helps the universities kind of bring that back to their power and allowing them to kind of control what's happening with let's face it, kids. These are people that are still learning how to live their lives, and they're going to make a lot of rash decisions that maybe aren't the best for them in the long run.
This is what I love about you. You're a couple of years removed from college. I have an 18-year-old at home that's about to go off to college, right? First time going into his freshman year in this fall. And he tells me he's a grown man. I'm 18. I'm a grown man. And I'm like, no, you're not. Yes, I am. I can vote. I'm a grown man. And here you are, 2 years removed from college, and you are essentially saying these kids have no idea what they're doing. Like this is not very smart.
Sparky, I got very excited and proud of myself last night because I fried a shrimp and made popcorn shrimp. I'm still learning how to live my life at this point, man.
Yes!
And a lot of people my age are. A lot of people in their 30s and 40s are.
You didn't burn your apartment down either.
I didn't. I did not. It smelled like shrimp. Really
nice.
Bad, but no,
do you
that
like
wasn't
the
right.
coconut shrimp or?
I don't know what kind of. I don't really like shrimp, so I was trying to find
shrimp.
a way to like make it taste better for myself because Beth loves shrimp. So I was like, oh, she wants.
Just get it frozen in the bag.
That's what we
throw it into the air fryer and you're done.
Well, not in the air fryer. We did it like real frying, Sparky. Come on, I'm like.
You put oil in a pan and did the whole thing.
Did a batter and everything, like a Cajun batter.
Oh my God, no.
Catch me on MasterChef in a few years.
Catch me never doing that in my entire life. Are you kidding me? If I went home and told her that that's what I was going to do, she's like, no, you're not. You're not burning our house down. You are not touching anything even remotely close to that. No. A+, Charlie. A+. There's zero chance I would ever do that. No chance. I get the frozen stuff, throw it in the air fryer, call it a day. All right, what do you got?
All right, and last up here, 4 years ago today, the Valley Oop.
Booker the drive, gets inside, leans in, knocked away and stolen by Holiday. Phoenix has to foul, and a Pelican ball throws it down. And a foul. Giannis on the alley-oop. What a turnaround.
Gets into the pitcher, comes up with the strip. Turning the basketball over and then off to the races. Could have held it out. Instead, made the right read. Throws it up where only Giannis can catch it. Finishes it with the contact.
Amazing. Hey, take the ball away. Get the fast break going back the other way. Game 5. Bucks and the Suns. What network was that on?
ESPN.
ESPN. So there you go. Highlight courtesy of ESPN. Man, I'll never forget that, man. Doing a post-game show here on the Fan as the Bucks won a championship. Never thought in my wildest dreams I'd ever get to do that. I started that Bucks postgame show in 2006 and did it for a large portion of the time along the way. I was off of it for, what was it, a year, 2 years, something like that. But eventually ended up back on it again and was on it that postseason run when they won the title. And it was just so cool, man. And then you get to do the parade. You get to see Budenholzer drunk off his rear end up on stage at the parade, just having a good old time. Brandon Jennings becomes a folklore hero on that run as Bucks in 6. All the crazy talk and everybody being mad at Bud during that playoff run. Guys on TNT trying to get him fired in the middle of the series. Guys in the Bucks front office wanting to fire him in the middle of the series. And Bucks ownership. So to survive all of that and win the title at the end of the day, even though Giannis hyperextends his knee, that post-game show that night, I was like, oh my God. If he's gone for the playoffs, fine, but please don't let this be anything horrible where he's gone all of next year too, and we have to waste a whole season of Giannis. That would be absolutely horrible. We were all depressed that night on the post-game show. Everybody calling in was like, I cannot believe that just happened. Total Bucks luck. You've got to be kidding me. And then everybody's on Twitter looking for any shred of, and all these internet doctors are on Twitter like, well, he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Nobody thought he'd come back and play in that Suns series after going out in that Hawks series. Nobody saw that coming. When he got back out there and did it, and then ends the run with a 50-point piece to end that damn thing, coming off that hyperextended knee, crazy.
Just electric. I was at Deer District when they won the championship, and it was like just a feeling of euphoria for everybody around you. Like, people are walking in the middle of the streets and nobody cares. People are all honking their horns excited.
Right.
Felt like confetti was falling for like 5 hours, man. I really can't think of anything else in my life up to this point that felt like that moment.
Yes, it was so cool. It was just amazing. And we've had opportunities to have. We did the Super Bowl post game show on the station, which was awesome. Obviously, after they won the Super Bowl with Rodgers, so that was cool. The Bucks one. Will we ever get to do a Brewers one? I have no idea. But we got to do the Brewers one after the 26-year drought was broke. Doing that post game show at Fiesta Garibaldi on Blue Mountain or whatever. Outside, people pouring champagne on us and spraying champagne, and that was a crazy party. And then being at Summerfest and doing our afternoon show when they were having a party out there before they played even a playoff game, they were having a celebration party, and everybody and their mama was down there at Summerfest celebrating. So many cool moments and good times that we've been able to be a part of here at The Fan, and wouldn't trade for anything. It was awesome. Okay, let me tell you all about my good friends over at Wendy's. Mornings can start to feel the same. So if you're looking for a fresh wake-up call, look no further than Wendy's Breakfast. Try a breakfast Baconator with fresh cracked eggs and crispy bacon, a grilled sausage breakfast burrito, or maybe even a honey buddy. Don't even think about sleeping on Wendy's seasoned potatoes and English muffin sandwiches. Doesn't matter what you go for. It's gonna change your life. Okay, well, it's at least gonna freshen up your morning. Ready for a fresh wake-up call? It's got to be Wendy's. Things that we missed. I have something in common with Mitch Thunder Nellis, and I didn't realize it until earlier today listening to that show. And Tommy Wirtz was mortified by things that happened afterwards. I'll tell you what that's all about. Coming up next, Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from the 1250 AM at 105.7 FM, The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky here. Welcome back, Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's. Steve Sparky, Fifer with you. How are y'all doing? I mean, it has been in my opinion, a relatively quick show today. Do you think it's been relatively quick? I mean, the karaoke stuff at 4 was pretty funny.
Yeah, that made it fly by a little bit, and then we got the little guest appearance from Sparky talking about his nipples. That made it pretty good too.
Again, that was about racing in a marathon, man. It's just randomly just dropping that in there. See, that's what these people that used to work here, like Rami, that's what they used to do, man. They would just steal stuff, take it out of context, and then just cut it up and then play it back. And, Rami's laugh, right?
See, I learned so much from being a part of this station, Sparky, and that's one of those things I needed to learn,
This guy here, he's gone. He's no longer a Buck, but I think he's found a new spot to play.
Our team's competitive spirit has to be better. I think that's a way to get ourselves going. And in that situation, I was like, I could just attack the ball and try to strip it or whatever. Or I could just meet him up top and make a play on the ball. And those are the type of plays that, you see Giannis making, you see Brooke making, you see Dre making. I think it just has to be a complete team effort. We all got to be willing to get on the floor and make those types of efforts because it's infectious and it's the type of plays that we need throughout the game.
That guy, Damian Lillard, as we know, no longer a Buck. They cut him. They stretched out his contract over 5 years. Going to pay him like $23 million a year. So, this is my thing. Q on the YouTube chat. You can watch us live streaming on YouTube at The Fan Milwaukee. Use that @ symbol at The Fan Milwaukee. We got shorts up there, interviews, whole deal. Check us out on YouTube. This is week 4 of that. Stream us on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. If you've missed any of our shows, they go up in podcast form as well. Odyssey app, iHeart app, TuneIn app, Apple, wherever you download your favorite podcasts, we're there right wherever you want us to be. If you missed any of our shows, you can go back and listen to them. So apparently Lillard is signed. The first team I do not want him to be on is the Boston Celtics. Charlie, has Damian Lillard signed with the Boston Celtics?
No, he has not signed with the Boston Celtics.
The next team I don't want him to be on, because I don't want him in the damn East, the Miami Heat and Eric Spoelstra.
He did not sign with the Miami Heat and Eric Spoelstra, no.
I don't think he was linked to anybody else in the East. Okay, so those two out of these. So that's fine. Now, I don't care where he goes in the West. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Let's see. Where else has he been linked to? He was linked to... Was he linked to Golden State? He signed with the Warriors?
He did not sign with the Warriors, no.
Okay. Lakers. They like old people.
No not Lakers, no.
Clippers love old people. They just got Beal.
Nope, not the Clippers. Spent all their money, no.
Not the Clippers. OKC wouldn't make any sense for him. Denver hasn't been rumored. Nope. Didn't I cover all the teams? Am I missing somebody else? Was Minnesota in the mix for him?
No, Minnesota. You're missing a title contender, Sparky.
Missing a title? Knicks?
No, not the Knicks.
Cleveland?
No, not Cleveland.
Okay, well, go ahead. Who?
Like an in-season cup title contender, the Portland Trailblazers bring back 9-time NBA All-Star Damian Lillard on a 3-year, $42 million contract. This deal is expected to include a player option in 2027-28 and a no-trade clause. That is from Shams Charania of ESPN.
That's $14 million a year?
That is correct, yep.
For a guy that can't play this year?
That is correct, yep.
So let me see if I got this right. This dude here is going to get $23 million from the Bucks, $14 from them. He's going to make $37 million and not play?
To play 2K all season, yep. To hang out with Scoot Henderson, probably. That's what they're paying him for.
First off, I just want to say something. You all can... be mad about the Lillard trade and be mad that they got rid of Drew and say it was a failure, say that it didn't work, and y'all can say that. Do what you want to do. Whatever makes you feel good. I'm going to tell you this. From my perspective, much respect. That man moved away from his kids and said, I'm not doing that again. I'm not living away from my kids. I want to take them to school. I want to go to bed there, whatever the case may be. I want to be there when they need dad. I ain't playing anywhere else. He ain't going to win a ring in Portland. No chance. He could have picked to go play somewhere else for less money and have a shot at a ring in the next 3 years, even if it's not this year. And I'm sure they're probably offering him more money than the other guys. I'm guessing, but that's not even the thing. At this point of his career, it has to be about winning a ring. That's what it was about in Portland. He didn't want to be a part of a rebuild. He wanted to win a championship. After being away from his kids for 2 years, he said, to hell with this. I don't want to leave my kids. Much respect, man. Much respect. First of all, I couldn't imagine being away from my kids that long. Like, even football players, right? You're away from your kids, say Saturday, Sunday, and you're back Monday. If you go on the road or whatever else. So that's not that bad. You're still home the majority of the week before you have to travel. And it's only 1 a week. Baseball players, no idea how that happened. I don't even know. Couldn't even tell you. I mean, those girlfriends, whatever, they're leading single parent lives for a majority of the season, majority of the year, from spring training in March till the season's done at the end of September. If you don't go to the playoffs, if you go to the playoffs, now you're through October, which means he's actually physically with you in what? November, December, January, 4 months out of the year? And the rest of the time, hey, it's on you. Take him to school, pick him up from school and all that, right? Figure it out. Take him to all the sporting events. I can't be there. I'm playing. I got no time. You got to be a saint to be married to a professional athlete that does that much traveling. NHL, NBA, MLB, like those are crazy schedules. And now Lillard, he went through a divorce, right? That's not some secret. That was made public. So he's gone through a divorce. So now he is a single parent with the kids and all of that and says, no, I'm out. I'm staying here. I don't know, man. Me personally, that's awesome. I think that's a very cool story, and I got a lot of respect for Lillard for doing that because he definitely did not have to do that. He could have went to Boston, rehab with Tatum, came back next year and try to get on a run with the Boston Celtics and try to get this thing, try to get himself a ring at the end of the day. He could have went and tried to play with one of these West Coast teams out there that have a better shot of getting a ring than Portland, but he didn't. He stayed home. Do you agree or not? I mean, you don't have kids, but do you agree or not?
I agree. I think that, like you said, you have to be a saint to be in a relationship with these people and trust that it's always going to end up fine coming back home when they're only home for 3 days and to constantly be, like you said, living kind of a single parent lifestyle. And I know a lot of these guys are millionaires, so it's probably not ending up being a single parent lifestyle, but it's probably still not easy. And to go and move to a place like Milwaukee when you already weren't living in, I guess, the most glamorous place like Portland. It's not LA, it's not New York City, it's none of that, but it's still a place that you are leaving, and for you to come to Milwaukee and still look at Milwaukee and say, you know what, this isn't home, this isn't where I want to be, and go back home to your kids, like you said, and be a part of that family still takes a lot for a guy that, like you said, is chasing a ring. This is a pretty big deal for a lot of these veteran players that are in his position.
That's right. So again, I'm happy for Damian Lillard. Not only are you get to play at home, they're paying you stupid money to play at home at $14 million a year and sit out an entire year. Man's going to make $37 million and not play this year, man. Oh, man, you talk about figuring it out. All right, so I said earlier, Mitch Thunder Nellis and I, turns out, have something in common. He nor I had any idea who Shane Gillis was last night on ESPYs. Not a clue.
How do you not know who Shane Gillis is?
Never even heard of him.
God, you guys are dinosaurs,
no idea.
Man.
I had no idea who Shane Gillis was. I never heard of him in my life. Never heard of him. What does he do?
He's a comedian.
I know he's a comedian, but like, what was he in? Or is he just a stand-up comic like Rami? Like, who is he?
He's a stand-up comic. He does have a TV show on Netflix right now called Tires. That's like kind of a situational comedy, kind of like The Office or something like that. But that's the only thing he's ever like acted in. He's a stand-up.
Well, that's why I don't know him. Okay, so here is Shane Gillis having some fun with on the WNBA's expense.
Four-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Give it up for Brittany, everybody. I'm joking around. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew WNBA players. That's crazy. You clap for that.
Not crazy. I've told you before, this whole WNBA, whatever they're calling it, is completely overblown. It's so over the top, overblown. And now, whatchamacallit, Clark, she's hurt, so she can't even be in the All-Star weekend.
Still won WNBA Player of the Year at the ESPYs.
Who watched the ESPYs? Who watches the ESPYs? Why would you watch the ESPYs? I don't understand. I mean, you really, and I understand. Like, there wasn't much on TV last night, and the ESPYs own that night for that reason, so they can get everybody to watch or whatever. That's just a bunch of cockamamie stuff. That's all that. I mean, no. Now, the cool thing that I did see on Twitter this morning, or was it last night, Lee Corso, him coming up and talking and thanking everybody for his career at ESPN, and, you know, his goal in this whole thing was to make people laugh on Saturday mornings, which he said he hoped he did, which he obviously did. And then Pat McAfee was awesome, talking about, you know, we got to send you off the right way, Lee. And the USC marching band comes rolling out, playing their song and everything. And then they put the USC Trojan helmet on him or whatever at the end. That was cool. I didn't watch it live, but I saw, again, afterwards. The cool stuff ended up on Twitter. So I saw that. That was cool. But to sit and watch that crap for 2 hours or however long it was last night, there is no chance I was doing that.
If I was an athlete, I don't think I would go. I think I'd rather sit at home and relax and not sit there and watch this guy.
No.
Shane Gillis is funny, I think, but also he's just not meant to be hosting that show. Like, I don't know why you're going out, if you're Disney and ESPN, why you're going out and getting him to do it, besides that he's a big name.
The host that I've seen on there that I liked, I love Timberlake, and I love Peyton Manning. I thought he was really good. Those were probably my two favorites of the shows, because I used to watch him when it started. It's like, oh, this is cool. And then eventually it became like every other award show on TV, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't sit at home and watch the Oscars. I don't watch the Golden Globes. I don't watch whatever. I don't watch any of this.
You only watch like 2 new movies a year anyway.
Right, okay. So to that point, right? So I told you Tommy Wirtz was crushed by this whole thing. And so this morning I texted him and I was like, same, never heard of him. He texted back. He's like, you got to lock in, boss. He's massive right now. LOL. I was like, I watch HGTV and Food Network outside of sports and Hallmark Christmas movies. Ha, ha, ha. And he goes, a part of my heart hurts after reading that text. What is it?
You can make fun of me for going on walks and liking to read, Sparky, but like, you are still the oldest man I know.
Well, I should be. By age, I am the oldest man. So I'm okay with that. Like, I am much older than you, so I'm okay with that. Hey, real quickly here, MLB All-Star Game. TV ratings came out for that, and like I said yesterday, that was the most I've seen of an All-Star game since I was a child, I think, this last one, waiting for McGill and waiting for The Miz to get involved and be a part of this. Fox drew 7.19 million viewers from the MLB All-Star Game, down 3% from 24, up 3% from 23, which was the game's record low, but it still blew out of the water all the other all-star events amongst major cities. The rest of them all are like 1.5 million, 2 million, something like that. The game peaked, right? The highest rating for that game that started at, 7 Central, was between 8:15 and 8:30 Central. People had already turned it off and went to bed by the time they got to the swing-off. It was already done. They didn't even get numbers off of that.
Makes sense. Most of the reaction was afterwards.
That'll do it. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's. Live from 1250 AM at 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tomorrow, Ty Witness, Show Step Podcast at 2:40, 3:20, Andrew Wagner, Forbes Brewers beat writers. The Brewers get ready to start their second half with the Dodgers in L.A. tomorrow night. Talk to you tomorrow at 2. Before that, at 9 on the Mason Crosby Show, I'll be filling in. Toodles!